So you've done all your calculations, and now it's time to start working on the conclusion and then the class result. So your percent errors are in, and essentially based on your percent error, you're going to decide, is the assumption that the acceleration was equal to g, to 9.81 meters per second squared, is that valid? So if you remember up here, we assumed the acceleration was 9.81. Now, based on the percent errors in our distances, is that valid? Well, based on mine, if you have 17 or 16% off, the answer is definitely no. But hopefully, based on yours, the answer is yes. So you'll choose either no or yes. Based on mine, they're both definitely no, but perhaps yours will come out yes. Finally, there's a little section down here for sources of error. I've suggested you list the source and then a suggested improvement to the right. You could just as easily put a source and then put the improvement beneath it. Put the next source, improvement beneath it, and so on. Format it however you want, so long as I can read it and you know what's going on. All right, so now this table is essentially done. Now the two things you're going to need from here are the times. So now we go to the other tab, which is the class data. And what you'll see here is you have a few green bars. There are 1, 2, 3 green columns. That's where you have to enter information. Everything else automatically updates. Everything else has been locked, so you don't have the option to adjust anything else. So here, for example, this morning, period 3, we have class period 3. Chrissy, Katie, and Nicole, you put your names from your group. They were group 1 from period 3. So one of the balloons they dropped was control period 3, group 1, so control 3.1. And they found a time of 1.403 seconds. This will automatically update, and so based on their time, the average acceleration of their balloon, this automatically updates, was 9.50 meters per second squared. Now in our little pretend example, we have control group 3.4, so that's period 3, group 4. And we said that one had a time of 1.253 repeating. So we'll come over here, you'll go to control 3.4, that's period 3. And then whoever's in the group, blah, blah, and blah. Don't worry, your actual group, I'll delete this after the video, so you'll be good to go. That was 1.253 repeating. I'll stop at the 1.253, go to the thousandth, and then automatically that balloon name is repeated. The acceleration associated with that time pops up. Again, that time's going to be wrong. And one of the neat things is, as you fill this in, the bar chart down below automatically adds the entries. So here's control group 3.1 up there, then 3.4. Here's the average of the controls. Here's the PRT1 value. And then we'll talk about the last two in a moment. So as people add them, this bar chart will update and you'll have more and more. And hopefully we can compare it to this central bar here, this PRT1, and see how they line up, particularly the average. Okay, now what this group also did was the size 3 point small, and that came out to 1.263 repeating. So we'll go down here and we'll find size 3 small. There it is. So that's period 3. Again, that's group blah, blah, and blah. And for this time, they came up with 1.263. And so, there it is. The balloon type pops up. The acceleration pops up. Good to go. And notice that size 3 small has now been added to the table, to the bar chart automatically. And we're going to have averages built in here. And so, you know, this should be pretty interesting. We'll see how it actually results, if there seems to be any special trends. Now, the way you'll determine that is actually via the drive You actually have to look at the back of the lab, or you come here and look. Graphical conclusions. So a bar chart will automatically populate with data. Wait till you get the go-ahead. So basically, I'm waiting for you to fill this in. Everyone needs to fill it in. You got to fill it in. Let's get it done tomorrow. So then everyone, by the time Sunday rolls around, you can answer these questions, or at least Saturday evening. So there are a few questions here, and you'll read these through. They're going to be based on that bar chart. And we should have a pretty decent collection of information at that point. So when you submit, what you're going to submit is this printout. So the class data. You will submit your printout, your sources of error and the rest of that, and then you'll print out the answers to these 5 graphical conclusion questions. And you can write those wherever you have space, maybe on the bottom of this sheet or the back. Make sure your name's on there, L3.3. But start thinking more about things like your sources of error and how valid the experiment is. One of the beauties of doing this as a group in sheets is that we really do get multiple trials. So use your brain a little bit here. Look for ways to improve and trends, etc. Because this is actual real thinking science right now. All right. Enjoy the process. Send me messages, questions if you have them. And I hope it all works out to be fantastic.